Greetings everyone, I hope you're having a super fantastic day wherever you are. Today in this video I'm going to show you a couple of new neck knives that I'm going to add to my collection. I've got a cold steel mini tack and a cold steel mini tack, that's right. One's a Bowie and one is a Tonto. I'm going to bring the boxes up nice and close. I'm going to try and make this a quick video if I can. Starting off with the Bowie, 3 5/8 on the blade, 6 7/8 overall, 3 1/4 on the handle, 8 CR13 MOV on the steel, 2.9 ounces with a blade thickness of 2.5. Now you're probably already spotting similarities over here, but there's an upgrade in the steel, I think, AUS 8A. I think it's a bit of an upgrade. What do you think? We're about 1/8 of an inch less in overall and about 1/8 of an inch more in the handle, I think. Well, I get my math right. Maybe it's wrong, I don't know. We're a little bit lighter in the Tonto as well, just a slight, and I think both are Grivex and both are 2.5. Even though Grivex isn't on the box, pretty sure it's the same handle material. Alrighty, so let's put those aside. By the way, that's little Jerry, and that's the boss. And you'll see in a minute how the boss and the mini tack have a lot in common. So let's start off with the Tonto here. Here's your Grivex or Securex. I think it's like a plastic, but can you hear it? Yeah, there's a little bit of play in there. It's moving up and down in here very slightly, and it's got a little bit of back and forth. Now I know what you're thinking for the price. Why are you complaining? Well, you'll see in a minute that they're not all created equal. Some have a little bit of play and some are absolutely perfect. But anyway, we'll come up to it. Okay, so a couple of little things about this one. The number of the holes is 9. I should be all over it, right? I should be going absolutely fanatic over that. But alas, it does make it kind of awkward when you do a lanyard, when you like to have symmetry, right? So it's pretty hard to do in this case. I have not figured it out. Perhaps I will in the future. For now, I have not. It's also worth mentioning that there are water drainage. So I'm thinking that you could probably put maybe a tech lock or something like that on these. I would imagine people do. I haven't seen every video on YouTube yet. But anyway, it's nice to know that there's water drainage holes on both. And all right, so let's take it out. One of the things I've seen on the internet so far is people are complaining that when they take it out, they have to move their index finger and slide up. These are not knife people. At least I don't think they are. Whoever designed this actually put a lot of thought into it. So take these two fingers, you know this one well, right? If you don't, this is for you. Add this one. Those are the two, and guess what? It's perfect. You don't have to do anything. Your index finger, it just falls right into that groove. It's perfect. Your thumb is right on the jimping. Oh, by the way, I've got some serious serrations on this one. Let's put the sheath down. I think we're done for now. I think the jimping is perfect. It's not overdone and it's not underdone. I like the Grivex. I like the shape. I'm an old 80s arcade kind of guy. It reminds me of something like Donkey Kong or something. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. And yeah, so I think the fit and finish is awesome. Let's bring over I don't know, what do we got here? A bill or something. This thing is wickedly sharp. This is straight out of the box. So I kind of grabbed this one because it's unique, right? There's not too many of these. I don't think a lot of people are getting these ones, but I think it's worth having, especially if you're gonna have two. And I know there's a whole series of them, but I think some of them are really becoming hard to find. Okay, I've done nothing to this one, but I think this would be a good package opener. There's lots of uses with this, right? So your imagination is the limit. It's unfortunate on that. But anyway, I'll probably do a follow-up video in the future on what I figured out. All right, so the next one is the Bowie, obviously. You can see I got some high-vis action going on here. So before I get really too far into this one, let's talk about what they came with as far as lanyards. They both came with a really thick, heavy ball. Now, I'm not opposed to the ball chain. I actually really like it on my minimalist. And the reason why I like it on the minimalist, this is a CRKT minimalist, by the way, is because this is super feather light. And you don't, on the back of your neck, imagine my thumb is the back of my neck. Okay, if it's a heavy knife, you can see it starts to aggravate after a while. When it's a light knife, it doesn't really bother you that much. You don't really notice it. But these are a little bit heavier at 2.7, 2.5 respectively. They're a little bit heavier than this. Anyway, that's why I've taken away the ball. They both come with a big thick ball and very long. I did try a very thin ball. This is very small. And I found the problem to actually be worse with the smaller ball. They kind of just dug in a little bit more. So I steered away from that. If you're going to go with something really heavy, I might be digressing a little bit. You need to have something on the back of your neck to make it a little bit more comfortable. And these fall into a kind of a sweet spot because in this particular case, I used some high-vis paracord. And I'll talk about the paracord even more in a minute, but you can see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You can see how they're symmetrical, right? This is the side that I show. This is the side that's against my chest. And the reason why I'm going with 2 layers is because the holes are so small, you can barely get the ball through. And I'm just trying to find the other end of this chain just so I can show you. On the buoy, the holes are just barely bigger than the ball. So when you do this whole threading scenario, it doesn't really look very well. It kind of looks terrible. So, but anyway, as far as the safety police are concerned, yeah, sorry about that. You're just going to have to suck it up and maybe find a rainbow parade somewhere to make you happy. And in the meantime, let's talk about this lanyard a little bit more. So I doubled it up. I threw just kind of a knot on here with a little ball. And also, I did a match kind of a thing on here as well. You'll see why in a second. Now on this particular sheath, I mean, there's nothing. It's perfect. So they're not all created equal. So to say a review on this one and go, wow, this is terrible, that would be wrong because they all have slight differences. They all have personalities, right? You can see that we're a little bit tighter in here. However, I will say this, when it comes out, it's not too tight. It's perfect. You know, can't beat that. One thing I've noticed, the plastic, and I've caught this on many, many different types of knives. It's not just these. When you pull it out, and I'm going to exaggerate here, if you're sweeping forward, you'll dull the blade because it's in contact with this plastic, and this is just an HCR. But right now, I mean, I've got this thing. Let's see, I'm going to come in on it. Yeah. This thing is screaming sharp. It's a freaking razor right now. So I thought I'd mention that because now when I'm taking it out and putting in it, every time I take it out, I always keep it tight to the spine. As I'm pulling it out, I keep it tight to the spine. And it stays wickedly sharp all the time. However, if you needed it in a emergency situation, obviously all bets are off, right? Okay, so I think I've talked about the sheath enough for now. I might come back to the lanyard, maybe. All right, so take a look at the shape on this thing. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah, I know. Has anybody else spotted that? I don't know. But yeah, I'm totally digging it. I'm almost thinking of polishing this now. I'm almost wishing it was maybe an AUS 10A. That'd be awesome. Wicked shape. Gotta like it. There you go, the Donkey Kong on the handle again. absolutely perfect fit. Now with this little ball on the end, guess what? Now my pinky's got a nice little resting spot. So I've tried a couple of different sizes and I was actually happy with this one rather than a bigger one. I've had a whole bunch of these wooden beads. Plus it kind of matches this one here. So I'm a little bit weird that way. I got to have kind of a match. But overall, yeah. So I think I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to. There's the drain hole again. Covered pretty much everything I wanted to on this. The prices on these are pretty good. Really cheap. I think they have a place in my collection. The only thing I got to do is work on this one a little bit. I might bring it back in another video and see if I can solve the problem. I know there are things that you can put in there to get rid of it, but as far as the holes, I don't have the tools to add another lanyard. So we'll see what I come up with in the future. Let me know what you think. Which one is your favorite? Maybe you guys do not like these knives at all. Who knows? I do like the similarity of the buoy with the boss. Kind of cool. Anyway, I'm sure I missed something in this video, but I tried to keep it really short. Have a super day. Bye for now.